Okay, welcome back again, once again, wonderful people. Welcome back to this wonderful channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're listening to us from on this channel. I did greet to get one Wenge news where they are our table. I just look the news. Now, concerning Oga Nnamdi Kanu, said on Nigerian government, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra could have important implications for the security of Nigeria. Now, wetin dey talk say Nnamdi Kanu's trial turns up pressure on Nigerian government. Say Oga Nnamdi trial turns up to be pressure on Nigeria's government. Say Nigerian security agents failed on Monday to produce Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the increasing radical sectionist group Indigenous People of Biafra, in Federal High Court for his arraignment, while government lawyers cited logistical problems for Kanu's absence. They talk say all this is say Nnamdi Kanu's absence, say they don't understand them more. His lawyer told the court that he had been unable to access his client in 10 days. Since then they go court. Say Oga Nnamdi Kanu never access. Say Oga Nnamdi Kanu lawyer say he never access Nnamdi Kanu for the past 10 days. I don't understand this one. Why they no agree and make him see Oga Nnamdi Kanu? Make him no be say they don't do one or two things, cook one something where they want use cover up, but them say as the lawyer talk say he never see Oga Nnamdi Kanu in 10 days, and he believe his client's life was in danger. As they talk now, he talk say he no say in client's life dey for danger, as he never see him for that 10 days. Nigeria's government cannot afford any more mishandlings of Nnamdi Kanu's. The safety and security of the country depends on it. They say the Nigerian government cannot afford any mishandlings of Nnamdi Kanu. Say the country no go fit afford anything do Nnamdi Kanu. Say they no fit afford and say something. If anything do Nnamdi Kanu, say wahala go dey. They say Nigerian government cannot afford more mishandling of Nnamdi Kanu. The safety and the security of the country depends on it. Nnamdi Kanu was relatively unknown until 2009 when he started Radio Biafra, a station that called for an independent state of Biafra for the Igbo people in the southern part of the country. Say nobody sabi Nnamdi Kanu until he start that Radio Biafra wey him dey do, wey start all this Biafra thing, wey say all the people, all the southern part of Nigeria say make dem get independence on their own. Dem talk say as he start this Radio Biafra, e no too long ago for 2014, as he come from Ipob, and the following year they come arrest am, charged with treason. Kanu was for over a year despite court order that ruled for his release. At the time, many IPOB supporters were of the belief that the government had given Biafrans a perfect excuse to increase the agitation for freedom. Said this one na the reason why they want you stop Biafra, make Biafra no come to pass. But we know say whether they like am or they no like am, Biafra don't come. The saying don't come, they go anywhere. Since then, Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB have done just that. Until recently, IPOB has been mostly on the receiving end of violence perpetrated by Nigerian security forces. However, following the establishment of the Instant Security Network (ESN), armed when late last year, attacks against Nigerian security personnel by members of IPOB have increased rapidly. They talk say IPOB people they attack Nigerian army. Say they since last year till now, say the thing don't increase. The attack where they attack them say it don't increase. Following launch, the Southeast saw a 59% increase in attack and a 344% increase in deaths. From January to now, government carried out more than 20 attacks on security personnel in the Southeast. Say this attack done plenty. Say they even lose about 344 lives on that attack wey dem talk say na IPOB people, but we know say no be IPOB people. Say na the thing wey dey just dey form like that. On security personnel in the Southeast, leading the dozens of security personnel being killed. This include an attack on a correctional facility that freed nearly 2,000 inmates. The government, for its part, continues to respond to the attack in its usual way, fighting fire with fire and painting everyone in the Southeast, whether supporters of IPOB or not, with the same bush. They say police army they fight fire with fire, whether you be IPOB or you no be IPOB. As long as say they around that side where those things happen, say if you be victim of the firing. The firing now, the gun when they fire. Its passion to try the outgun every problem was also at the root of Boko Haram's transformation. The government's violence clamped down a relatively harmless Islamic slightly to its radicalization, sparking an insurgency that is now on its second decade. The government further enforces its reliance on violence and intimidation to respond to perceived threats. This was most notably on display last month when President Buhari wrote in a now deleted tweet, many of those misbehaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of life that occurred during the Nigerian Civil War. They say Oga Buhari talk this one, say the time where say children no suppose know wetin occur during that Civil War, say the thing wey happen that time no good, and e no wan make the thing happen again. Those of us in the field for 30 months who went through the war, we treat them in the language they will understand. The tweet was a callback to the country civil war, which led to the death of over 2 million people, in which Biafran separatists fought the Nigerian federal government in a quest for independence. Said during that time, said dem fight war, better war do where war where you know the war where they talk, they say they lose about 20 million people. Say this war make want make the thing happen again. Say shortly after the government launch Operation Restore Peace to stabilize the Southeast, Baba reportedly gave orders to his men to kill Biafran criminals, referring to followers and sympathizers of YPOB. They talk say then as they can launch Operation Restore Peace, and they can't use that one. Everybody can't say they want to restore peace. They don't know say na the plan where they want use go kill Biafran people. They talk say them be people where they can't sympathize for IPOB. They can't say and encourage them to disregard any human rights consideration in doing their job. These tactics are dangerous, inaccurate, and only further play into the hands of IPOB. IPOB relies on sowing division and taking advantage of increasing disparagement of Nigeria in the Southeast. when unemployment and poverty continue to rise, especially among the youth. Pollution, according to Nigerian Bureau of Statistics unemployment report (PDP) at the end of last year, 4 of 5 states in the southeast has unemployment rate above 40%. They talk say these people wey dey come dey do all these IPOB people say wetin wey dey cause am say na unemployment. Who tell them say no be unemployment? People wey dey fight for their rights dey talk say na unemployment because they cause the IPOB people to come to the fight. Now if no hit lion whether he die or he dey alive, because you know say akpọla nwa agụ aka n'ọdụ whether ma ọ dị ndụ ma ọ nwụrụ anwụ na wetin our people dey talk am for our language. But we thank God we know say IPOB people no be people wey dey like riot. They dey like do their protest peacefully. Na only army forces dey come dey attack them during their protest wey they do peacefully. This protest wey they talk, they do am peacefully, they no dey disturb anybody. But na my people, una don hear wetin dem talk. Na here we go cut am for now. Abeg o, if you never hit that subscribe button, try hit am so anytime wey we get news, and you go be the first to know.